Hello and welcome to Module 2. For this Excel video, we're going to work on formatting information in Excel to make it easier to read. Here I have a table of Howdy's supermarket sales with the number of sales. Here are products, different weeks that went by, and how many of each product was sold. You'll notice the product names are cut off, the weeks, right, they're not lined up very well, and here the titles are smushed all the way over to the left. We would like to correct this formatting, and to do this, we can use different formatting features that are present in Excel. Before we get into the formatting, I want to show you the zoom feature. In case you want to change the size of the worksheet, click on View at the top of the Excel assignment. And then this zoom feature will show up in the ribbon that appears. Click on Zoom, and you'll see several different pre-formatted magnifications. I like to do 150%, so I'll click on Custom and 150%. Now this is a little bit easier to see, so seeing what I'm doing in the video will be easier for you guys to follow along. As I mentioned before, we want to expand what's in column A so that you can read all of the products. We want to format some of these numbers so it's clear what information is in each column. And if we were to print this out, all of the grids that you see here would not appear on the paper. I can show you this if we go to Print Preview. See, there are no lines, and it's useful to have lines in a table like this, so I'm going to show you how to put in borders around the cells. All right, to begin, we're going to expand column A. There are a couple of straightforward ways to do this. The first one, you're going to hover over the A and bring your cursor toward the right end of it until it turns a vertical line with arrows on either side. Click here and then drag. You can make this as large as you like or as small as you like. Another option is to hover over A again. Again, go toward the right side until you have that black vertical line, and then just double click. If you double click, Excel will automatically widen what's in this column so that the longest string of characters is present. Right? So you can see the entire thing that's typed up here, Howdy's supermarket sales. It does not matter which technique you use, they're both fine. You can also enlarge rows if you want, although it's not really necessary here. If you click on a row, then hover toward the bottom, click and drag, you can make it much larger, or again, you can make it much smaller. All right. Next, the Howdy's supermarket sale and number of sales. These are titles for the table, and it's nice to have the titles centered over the entire table. To do this, we're going to use the Merge and Center function for Excel. Click back on the Home button up top. So now you have the Home ribbon. This weird looking icon right here is Merge and Center. To use it, we're going to start with row 1, highlight from column A all the way over to column F, and then just click on this button. You get Howdy's supermarket sale. What it has done is turned all of these columns into a single cell, and the title is centered right in the middle. I'll do the same thing on row 2. Highlight the entire width of the table, then click Merge and Center. All right. Now, this table is looking a lot better. What I would like to do now is input some borders around each cell so that it's clear what information goes with which product and week. The easiest way to do this will be to highlight the entire table and then go up here to this piece that looks like a little square with a dark line. You'll see when I click on that, the words bottom border pop up. If we click on the arrow, there are options for a bottom border, a top border, left, right, no border, etc. Thick. I'm going to choose all borders. This puts a border on all sides of every cell in the table. Okay. Notice if I had highlighted these cells and I had chosen only outside borders, I have only borders on the outside here. Now, to make this look a little bit nicer, I want the weeks and the numbers in here to be centered in the actual cells. To do this, I can highlight all of that information. With alignment, this bottom row here is how you center left, right. So align left brings everything to the left. Align right is what we had before for the numbers. And then in the middle, align center, and you see very clearly all of this is centered in each cell. You can also align up and down. So for example, suppose I enlarge rows 8 and 9. Right now, this is aligned at the bottom of the cell. If you look at this, right, the top row here is whether it's aligned top, bottom, or middle. Here, it's at the top. Here, it's in the middle. Here, it's at the bottom again. Okay, that's all I'm going to do with this table. Now, suppose that you have a sentence like, Math 106 is fun because we learn how to do tables. This is great. One option, if I want to make sure it all appears, is to enlarge this this column. But notice if I wrote something over here, hello, the rest of my sentence got cut off. If I want to keep the entire sentence here without enlarging the column, I could go to wrap text. That's what's up here with this A, B, C at the bottom. So I'm going to click on this cell, click wrap text, so it makes the height of the cell large enough that the entire sentence is here. Now, of course, you could do that manually here if you chose. If you want to play around with formatting, go ahead and right-click on a cell, then go toward the bottom of the pop-up menu and click Format Cells. There are a lot of different options. Under Number, you could do Currency, you could do just normal number with 2 decimal places. You could write everything as a percentage. You could put things into time form. Right? You could play with fonts. Alignment can be here instead of doing what's written up here. You can fill it in with colors. So maybe you want to highlight something in this cell, you can make it a different color. If you play around with everything that's in the Format menu, you'll learn a lot of tricks that can make your Excel files pop and be much clearer than what they would be if they were not formatted. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. Have fun with your Excel homework for the day.